Hello everybody, the Captain here. Today we have a video request from Nick, and Nick writes, hey there Captain, I have a question involving an opportunity with Wells Fargo. Video request. I'm currently a supervisor for a small metro window cleaning company. I have an opportunity for a starting sales position at Wells Fargo. I understand you were a credit analyst at Wells Fargo many years ago and hated the brain numbingness, data input, etc. But with that being said, I know quite a few friends that work for Wells Fargo, and some hold high positions: vice president of development, branch manager, and a personal banker. those aren't high positions. Those are vice president is just, it's a euphemism. I was a vice president. Anyway, many of them said I would be a great fit. Also would put in a good word for me. My window cleaning job is also seasonal, and getting through Minnesota winters are tough when I only have work when it snows, snow removal. I currently make $15 per hour. Starting sales positions make 12 to 14 plus bonus, but would more than likely become a banker within a year. $16 plus bonus. 16. The bankers only make $16 an hour? Wow. They must have retitled banker then. I'm a full-time student, not living with my parents. I need some help, a career change. Thank you, longtime follower, Nick. Okay, here's the deal, Nick. Yes, I did work for Wells Fargo. And here's the deal. Wells Fargo is a large bank. And like any large company, this isn't specific to Wells Fargo, it is all about you being a cog. It is about efficiency. And not necessarily smart efficiency, just we've done it this way forever, we're going to do it this way now, and if you think you're going to have any ideas or craftiness about you, it will be beaten out of you. All right? I'm not even talking about like changes to like the job duties. Like you might have a really cool idea to get additional sales, won't get that. Just they want you to do it their way. And then the other thing, everything is so streamlined and so highly specialized in terms of function. Just go to a Wells Fargo. I mean, I worked in there, and it's like they've had the life sucked out of them. I mean, it's just so fabricated when you walk in and there's that poor teller. Do you want to open a CD account? I see you have significant depository relations with us. Would you like to open a CD? How about a savings? I mean, just there's no passion. So if you go into that knowing that there's not going to be any excitement, there's not going to be any passion, you can do it. And you know what? Some people can do that. I can't. Some people do really well in that corporate setting. I know a handful of people, the trick is, I learned it too late in life, I wish I had learned it earlier, is to just shut the fuck up, do whatever they tell you, and just check your soul and your brain and your creativity at the door. Get rid of any dreams. This is not going to be a way for you to live your dreams. This is a way for you to put food on the table. And they're not paying you to be smart. They're not paying you to be a leader. They're paying you to show the fuck up on time and do it as they want you to. If you can be that obedient, that mindless for 8 hours a day, and tolerate the petty office politics and the minor nitpicking that is guaranteed to come down to you from some aging baby boomer boss, you are on your way to success in a different capacity or manner than what I recommend or I am used to. But again, it's safe, it's stable, you get your benefits, their checks aren't going to bounce, they're going to be around for a while because the government keeps bailing them out. Now I know, some Wells Fargo idiot at the bottom in the comments is going, we were forced to take that $50 billion. We had to take it. The government put it right in our face and jammed it right in. Take the $50 billion. We were helpless. Anyway, where was I going? All right, so that's just so you know, it's not cool like investment banking. I'd rather be a salesman. I'd rather be a used car dealer, frankly. At least there's a little bit of color in that, but just to know what you're getting into. Now, all that being said, window cleaning, I did that. I did window cleaning, and that's mind-numbing work too. And nothing against window cleaners or window cleaning companies, but you know, you're not gonna be a window cleaner for the rest of your life. And you are going to have to make a career move. And this is just as good as any. You might as well get into like a real career, I guess. I would not besmirch window cleaning. I had more fun window cleaning than working at Wells Fargo, but only marginally. So it's my your razor, you're scraping things off. You got to learn your swoopy technique with the squeegee and all that. Make sure you don't cut your hands with the razor instead of the squeegee, and a bunch of all that other good stuff. But yeah, you can't. You're not going to become great, successful as a window cleaner. Maybe it's enough for you, But yeah, what was it? $14 an hour. That's barely enough to live. So yeah, I give the Wells Fargo thing a shot. But, the second you know it ain't for you, go back to the window cleaning. And it might be for you, but if you think like you're going to go into work and say, well, I must have just got a really bad boss, or maybe I'm working at a wrong branch. Maybe this branch is just really down. Maybe it's really, how boring is this job? It can't be like this all over the corporation. Yes, it is. And that's not just Wells Fargo. That's any large bank, any large corporation, right? So see if you could, just sell your soul, check out at the door, play Wells Fargo bitch for 8 hours that day. Try your best to make it work. Don't get pissed off if they're not challenging you. They're just not going to. They're not going to. You are not going to be challenged. You're going to be challenged at like maybe 10 to 15% of your mental capacity. So just kind of don't expect a rewarding career until maybe you get higher up. Sales, there's hope they let you go and tear shit up. There's hope, but I wouldn't have a lot. So the other thing, let's say you do really jive well with the corporate culture at Wells Fargo, and that's great. God bless you. I know I couldn't, but maybe you're one of those people that do. Beware of becoming one of their corporate zombies. I can't remember. I want to say it's in Arizona. But they got some kind of training facility. Now this is going almost 10, 15 years ago, so maybe it's completely different. I just remember working with some people and knowing some people when I got out of Wells Fargo, who they went to this corporate, like to become Uber bankers or something like this, some specialized training. Oh fuck, their brains are gone. I mean, they're zombies, they're automatons, they are Zig Heil Wells Fargo Nazis. And the reason I warn you about it is they had like a personality dysfunction. They weren't all there. It was like if you and I met for a beer. Hey, what's going on, Nick? Nice to meet you. What are you studying? We'd have a conversation. The people that went to this training facility always wedge and weave and steer the conversation back into the career at Wells Fargo. It's like they got nothing else in life, and they don't. I mean. God, one gal now, not all of them are like this, but this one guy, divorced, kids fucking in daycare the entire time, miserable, just fucking miserable. But by God, she was a senior banking muckety-muck over at Wells Fargo. So if that's kind of like, what was it, night and day, when they say secret, safe, secure, that means they're going to kill you. And it's kind of like that. They're not going to kill you. They're just going to give you a frontal lobotomy. Corporate Wells Fargo banking drone. So, yeah, just beware of that. In other words, the higher up you get, the less human you become. It's really scary. So, yeah, don't pass up your wife or your future kids, because you might get promoted to banker level 3. Oh, my goodness. Assistant Vice President. Anyway, yeah, so give it a shot. Hopefully you do well. Yeah, definitely not a big fan of Wells Fargo, but just, kind of know what you're getting into. It's not going to be intellectually engaging or rewarding at all, but maybe down the road, maybe your job, a sales job, be a little bit different. Anyway, that's all we got. Toodles. Oh, and if you want, send your request. Go to assholeconsulting.com. You got questions, I got answers. If you're willing to pay a little bit. Nick paid some money for this, and you know what? I think we saved Nick a lot of time, a lot of agony, and a lot of trouble. Definitely worth the money I charged him. So that's all we got. Toodles.